It is August 8th, Magic Makers. That means that it is the peak of the Lionsgate Portal. If you've never heard of this, you're going to hear all about it today. So tune in to this episode of Expedition to Soul. We know that you were born magical. We know that you are intuitive, and we know that you are brimming with everyday enchantment. Here at the Sisters Enchanted, we believe in intention, we believe in intuition, and we believe in everyday magic. Welcome in to the Expedition to Soul podcast. I'm Sarah, founder of the Sisters Enchanted, and welcome to today's podcast episode. If you're listening to this in real time, today is August 8th, which is the peak of the Lionsgate Portal. If you're listening to this in the future or some other date, have no fear. If it's like near this time in the present, you can totally tap into this energy. And there are plenty of lessons for you and information to take away if you're just like binging episodes and coming back to this one. Now, firstly, I want you to know that we do have a PDF, a printable Lionsgate Portal kit for you, which includes information on the Lionsgate Portal, but also specific practices for each of the expansion archetypes. This is such a juicy resource, so we're going to link it for you so that you can grab it and you can find it in our online community. Because you're going to want to take a look at that, particularly if you know your expansion archetype. And don't worry, we'll make sure you can get the quiz so you can discover yours if you're not sure what yours is also, and you'll have everything in one place for you. So Lionsgate is it's actually a period of time. It's not just one day, but the 8th is known to be the peak of this. And it is when the Earth, the Pyramid of Giza, and the galactic center, so the center of the galaxy, are all in alignment. And what is interesting about this is that it happens on August 8th, which is the 8th day of the 8th month of the year in Leo season. So this is why we call it the Lionsgate Portal, right? And the thought is that with this energy, it's a peak energy for manifestation, for cultivating your confidence, for calling into being all that you desire to have in your life, which is why we made this resource that we made for you. So you're going to want to check that out for sure. But if anything, I think it's a beautiful invitation to consider where in your life you might be dimming your light, where in your life you aren't shining in your fullest authenticity, where you don't feel like you have that like lion on Pride Rock moment and you're just basking and radiating this glorious energy, fully in control and impassioned by the life that you live every day. Now, here's the thing about these energetic events and portals and 8-8 and all of this goodness is these are opportunities, in my opinion, to remind us that this energy is available to us all the time. The energy of looking at your own confidence, your own manifestation and creation of what you desire in your life, that is always there and available to you. It's always just a decision away. You don't need to wait for the Lionsgate Portal. You don't need to wait for a full moon, right? Or like the winter solstice or any of these events. You can just tap into that energy. And these moments in time, I think, serve as reminders to connect to it. And Lionsgate is certainly one of those reminders. So if you haven't got your kit, make sure you grab the link for that and you go search it out and get on our email list because we're always emailing out cool stuff like this. But another thing that I wanted to talk to you about today, sort of in relation to this manifestation, this creation, this Lionsgate sort of energy, is what happens when we get so set on what we desire that we actually sabotage ourselves. And I see that happening time and time again on people where we're so focused on one outcome, one way that we want things to be, that we end up sabotaging. Now, in our summer edition of our Stay Magic magazine, or digital magazine, I put in there an article about Rumpelstiltskin. And in this article, I present the information from the viewpoint that we have the character of the peasant girl who becomes the queen, right? She marries the king. And in there, we never know her name. She is nameless. She's essentially voiceless. No one gives her power over anything. And yet she never wavers in her confidence to stick through the situation, to move through it, to keep going, even though she has no idea what's going to happen. She's voiceless, she is nameless. And then we have Rumpelstiltskin, who is so incredibly bent on like winning this battle over his name that he ends up destroying himself in the end of Rumpelstiltskin, the story. If you've not heard the true fairy tale, he sort of splits himself in half when he stamps his foot into the earth. He stamps so hard he splits in two. And he really sabotages and like ruins himself over the fact that he loses. But he was so driven by the fact that he would win this, that he would have this baby, the queen's baby, that he would not be discovered. And his confidence was coming from this place of being fixated on the wrong thing. Where the queen in the story, the peasant girl turned queen, her confidence, we never see her confidence. We never ever see it. But what she never does is she never loses faith. She never loses hope. She never wavers in the fact that it is possible that she will get his name, that she will learn it, and that she will survive this, that she will come out with her child, and she will, have nothing. She will have won at the end of this. So we see like two different aspects of personality here. This fixated personality where I will win, it will be this way. I know what it's going to look like. Then we have the other personality where there is an unwavering inner confidence that keeps that character going despite all odds. So when it comes to something like the Lionsgate Portal, I think it's a great moment for you to consider too, where in your life are you holding on so tight to the way you want things to be that you might actually be sort of self-destructing in that area, versus where can you radiate this confidence that is, it's so confident that you don't need to put an expectation and an outcome on the thing that you're confident about creating. It's like a way of being, an energy, an essence. That is the kind of confidence that leads to creation, to manifestation. This inner knowing that everything is going to be the way that it will be. Things will shake out as they will. And when you keep moving in the direction of your highest desires, your truest path and highest authenticity for yourself, that's when beautiful miracles happen in your life. But when we're so fixated on it will be this way, I will win this is exactly the outcome that I'm going to have, and we hold on so tight, that is when we self-destruct. And when you're thinking of using energy like the Lionsgate Portal energy for manifestation, keep that in mind. Where are you holding on so tightly that you can't see other solutions that are available to you? You can't see the opportunities that are just around the corner because you're looking for one singular opportunity and you're not open to other ones. This is the thing about the expansion archetypes, which you'll get rituals for each expansion archetype in the Lionsgate Portal kit that we have. Each expansion archetype has the ability to expand and contract depending on where you are in that energy. And we really want to let go of expectations, let go of the reins to be in that expansion energy and not stuck in that contraction energy, which really will just lead to sabotage and not creation. All right, so the things for you to consider for this event, this Lionsgate Portal, where are you holding on so tight to what you want to create that you just might be sabotaging it? This is, again, it's the day when the Earth, the Pyramid of Giza, and the Galactic Center are all in alignment, which is so interesting to dive into because we get into these layers of like, did the, people know that this was built this way when they built the pyramid? Was this on purpose or is it coincidence? And what's true and what's not true? And I just love stuff like this. So wherever this lands for you, again, I fully believe that we can tap into these energies any day of the week, any moment whatsoever. But that these types of energetic events, these types of celestial happenings and the equinoxes and the solstices, all of this, they're beautiful invitations to remind us to step back and recenter. And Lionsgate is a beautiful reminder of our confidence and where we are confidently and with the strength of a lion moving through our life, creating the life we desire to live, but not sabotaging ourselves along the way. And we can learn from that Rumpelstiltskin story. So if you haven't checked out our Stay Magic magazine, it's free. I totally recommend checking that out. We also have a tarot spread for you there, and we have a Lionsgate one too as well. So you can definitely look at that and get some thoughts rolling, your intuition juices moving on this day. All right, y'all. Well, happy Lionsgate. I hope that you have a day that feels empowered, that you feel embodied and fully in your being to shine your light bright, go after the things that you desire in this world, and create a life that to you feels meaningful, a life that feels worth waking up for every single day. You feel so alive. And just like you are standing on that Pride Rock, looking out over the lands at the life that is yours. Make sure to look around for all of those resources that I mentioned. And until next time, I hope that you have an enchanted rest of your day ahead.
If you liked this episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast, please rate, review, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it will really help us spread everyday magic, intention, and intuition to the masses and helps us so much as a small business. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. There are new episodes every Tuesday. And as always, thank you so much for listening and being part of the community here at the Sisters Enchanted. And we'll see you in the next episode.